sweet.
Hello, and welcome to the Real Horrorshow podcast. I'm your host, Samantha, and I'm joined as always by the Stormy Skies.
Hello, listeners.
So since you last heard from us, sorry, my voice cracked like a prepubescent, pubescent child.
That was a good one. That was not planned.
The SAG-AFTRA is on strike, WGA is on strike, and I don't want to be a scab. And this is something I've researched, and it's all confusing. But the bottom line is influencers are discouraged from crossing the picket line and attending premieres and promotional events during this time. And while I don't consider us influencers, reviewing movies does kind of fit into promotional work, and we don't get paid for what we do. We do this for free, for funsies.
For funsies.
We're gonna try our best to avoid reviewing struck work. And this morning I've started a spreadsheet listing all of the struck companies, and it made me depressed, so I stopped for a little while.
But that's really helpful, actually, to us.
It is very helpful. Because when you look up AMT, MP, Association of Movies, something, it comes up with Warner Brothers Discovery, Sony, Walt Disney Company, but it doesn't go into their subsidiaries, what they own. And that's what made me depressed, is seeing how monopolized the film industry is.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
So, Warner Brothers alone, and I was going to put this disclaimer anyway for these last two mini shows where we finish up the originals, because we are going to be finished in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
The CW, who put out the originals in the Vampire Diaries, is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery, who I would say really kicked off this whole thing. No one said it, but just everything that merger did, I feel like was a big wake-up call to actors and writers when they started taking all this shit off their platforms. And I learned, this is only speculation coming from insiders in Hollywood that I saw on TikTok, the reason they went from HBO Max to Max was doing that negated all current contracts, so they wouldn't have to pay residuals, or they could change the way residuals are paid. And that's why so much shit is being deleted off these platforms, is so they don't have to pay actors and writers and crew and directors their residuals, which are nothing anyway.
Yeah. Can you explain to the layman, including myself, because you may know more about this because you've been researching it, but also maybe because you have a background as a playwright a little bit. And so, and you did the movie. You did a movie. Can you explain a little bit about what residuals are?
Residuals are just your payments for, so oftentimes you do get paid up front. I know a lot of people are criticizing Mandy Moore for saying she only gets 27 cents in residuals for This Is Us, but she got $200,000 an episode. When you're an actor, she's probably incorporated herself, but that just means she's writing a paycheck to herself, and the rest of that money goes into a business entity so she can pay her employees, pay taxes, etc., which is what you can do when you get higher up. But there's only 30 actors who are that high ranking that would get paid $1 million a TV episode. So residuals are payments that happen after the movie's been released and has gone into distribution, DVD sales are a big component of residuals. And I guess what I didn't know, and I don't think a lot of people don't know, is that actors aren't getting residuals for streaming services. And they were patient for a long time because streaming services are very new in the entertainment industry. When you look at the whole big picture, they're 10 years old at this point, really.
Right.
Because Netflix didn't become Netflix and chill until 2014. That was the big boom. But these companies kept saying, it's really hard for us to track specific data regarding, who's streaming what for how long and how to pay you residuals. And they kept using this excuse. And finally, SAG-AFTRA and WGA got tired of it because they make like 3 cents off of the shows that they created, while the CEOs of these companies keep getting richer.
That's wild to me.
Yeah. And of course, if I'm wrong, people are always welcome to correct me. This is just what I've picked up and what I know from my own experience doing the movie, which I'll use myself as an example. I was paid $1,500 upfront to relinquish my creative say in the movie that would become what it is now. After I completed the script, giving them everything they wanted. Sorry, some bitterness coming out there.
No apologies necessary.
I got $1,500 3 years ago, and I've seen no residuals from that, probably because there aren't any.
Right.
Because I don't think residuals start getting paid until the movie's made its money back or the show has made its money back. So, you know, obviously the show's made its money back if the Netflix CEO is making $30 billion a year.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? That's crazy to me because people binge shows over and over and over again. So it's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's so, yeah.
And both unions are being completely reasonable with their demands. And to all the fucking idiots out there, because I see them in the fucking comments who say if they want to be paid more, they need to write better content. They can fuck off. And if I see that again, my response is I'm going to apply that logic to when I go to a restaurant and determine that the waitress only gets to pay her bills if I am satisfied with her service based on an arbitrary set of expectations. Because that's essentially what you're saying is I'm unsatisfied with this, so the person who made the thing doesn't deserve
to get paid because of my own like subjectivity. So, which is fucked up.
But anyway,
that's not how the world works.
It is very hard to figure out what we can actually review, so that's why I'm making the spreadsheet to figure out who owns what, just so we can do our best. I'm not in the WGA, but I am qualified to join if I so choose to, so I don't want to accidentally blacklist myself. And I don't think it'll be as bad as, you know, if you scabbed in 2007, because the landscape of social media has changed. But still in good taste. And I wanted to just talk about this before we touch base on the originals, because it is owned by a struck company. Really, I care, but we always promote the actors and the writers before the fucking production company. Like, at the end of the day, we are grateful to the production companies for giving us these movies, but the production company would have shit if you didn't have the directors, the writers, and the actors. That's what it comes down to, is you can have all the money in the world to make something, but if you don't have the people to make the thing, it's worthless.
It's worthless, and it doesn't exist without them.
So we're gonna probably shift our content. I haven't picked a movie yet because I'm still trying to figure out exactly what we should review. I was thinking Lake Mungo, because I know that is an Australian horror movie available on Tubi. Which on that front, both SAG and WGA have not called for any boycotting of movie theaters or streaming services yet. So still fine to use these services, because it's gonna hurt a lot of people if theaters shut down because of greedy assholes at the top of the food chain. That'll hurt everybody. But international films should be fine as long as they're not put out by one of the international variants of these big studios. We can read horror books on Kindle Unlimited.
Is there a lot of like movies and stuff we can watch on Shudder, which would be okay, or is that
Shudder
part of it?
Shudder has a lot of ooh, that's actually a really good question. And something, so I can't remember
we just got our shared Shudder.
I know. I would say using the platform. I don't know. I don't want to make any determining statements, because they haven't called for any
like individual
any boycotting. They haven't called for that yet. But I feel like Shudder's owned by A&E, and A&E is owned by Walt Disney.
Walt Disney. Yeah, I was like Disney, right?
Yep.
God damn it.
So we'll double check, but I mean, that's just the platform. That doesn't necessarily mean the movies were made by the company.
Yeah.
But 100% in independent international films, truly independent films, and A24 is greenlit to review.
Okay, excellent.
And A24 has a shit ton of horror movies.
Oh, so good.
We're gonna survive this period. I'm not worried, because we review a lot of international films as it is.
We do, yes. We like those, but they're really good.
A24 has gotten the green light to continue productions from both WGA and SAG-AFTRA, because they've agreed to follow the demands and terms set in the proposed contracts. Nice. Once the strike is over, which is very helpful to the strike, because if this small independent film studio can give these people what they're demanding, why can't the bigger people?
Right. Yeah.
So A24 is good to go, and I will figure out what A24 movies are available for streaming. Yeah. I'm looking into who owns Neon, because Neon also has a lot of really good horror movies.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can still review.
Definitely a lot. Yeah, it's just making sure that we are mindful, and that's why I'm making the spreadsheet and everything. So
yeah, and excellent. We don't talk about how amazing fucking Bob Iger is for providing the money for this movie to exist, because he didn't do shit other than open his wallet.
Right.
But anyway, all of that being said, let's momentarily scab to talk about the originals. CW is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. They are a struck company. But
I'm sorry, we're almost done.
We're not even contracted to do this. Like, SAG has said, go ahead and finish out your contracts, but we're doing this of our own volition, and I want to finish this show so we can just have it finished.
Have it finished and then move on and choose a new show.
Anyway, I really like season 5 so far.
It's really good. It's the best.
It's very good. It's a good. It's a good conclusion. Everybody's dying.
Don't say like too much, because it only I think I'm at like the halfway point.
Okay, I just finished, and everybody's dying.
God,
no one is safe this season. Don't get too attached to anyone.
All right, I will try not to, although I've already attached after 5 seasons, but I'll try.
And I know you just got to the episode with the first super big death of the season, which is Hayley.
Hayley, that was very heartfelt and sad. It was a sad death, because she sacrificed herself to kill the Nazi woman, which is interesting.
It's an interesting plot, and I'm surprised it's the first time we've encountered this plot in the Vampire Diaries universe.
Yes, but it's not surprising, because since they've been alive for so long, it's something that you have to come into contact with, no matter where you're at in the world, if you live through that era.
Yeah, so the focus of the first half of the season is on Nazi vampires. And these vampires are anti-werewolf and anti-hybrid. Like, they view hybrids as more disgusting than werewolves, because
they're just
they're tainted.
They're just
like werewolves exist,
tainted,
but they're still pure. They're still just what they are, and they don't expect much more from them.
Yeah.
But hybrids shouldn't exist, and so they want to eliminate the hybrids. And Klaus was like, fuck you, I hate that idea. So he killed the leader and the wife of the leader and her 2 forced adopted vampire children. He didn't like that, so they've waited 500 years. That's a long time. They've waited 40 years to get their revenge. Not even 40. Fuck. How long ago was World?
Oh God, the
70s. 70 years ago.
70 years. Yeah.
70 years ago. She's been waiting 70 years to get her revenge, and it's starting with Hope. Hope wanted to no longer be a werewolf, and Hayley disappeared, so she was like, all right, the only way to get my mom back is to do the binding spell. So she prepares to do that. Klaus stops Freya. Hayley figures out where her mom is and goes with the cute boy to go find her.
Yes.
And it was a trap.
I know that he's a creeper.
Mm-hmm. It was a trap. And we get more Klaus and Caroline.
That was cool. Yeah.
Always a wonderful time getting them.
Elijah returns, yeah.
And then as Hayley is having her heart ripped out by the Nazi vampire woman, Elijah comes in and Hayley thinks Elijah's there to save her and that he recognizes her, but he doesn't really. I mean, he kind of does.
I thought he would like turn the tables, but then he didn't. I was like,
He didn't. He goes to help his new fiance and love of his life.
No, he just goes to help the kid, the boy. She's not even there.
Oh, that's true. He's just saving her because
he's just
saving him because of her.
Yeah.
Which
Lame.
breaks Hayley's heart, so she rips off the Nazi vampire's ring, the finger that has the daylight ring on it, and yeets them both out the door where they both burn to death.
And they immediately die.
And Klaus is heartbroken.
Yes, it's very sad.
Even though they're not romantic interests, I do consider Klaus and Hayley soulmates in a way.
Yeah, that's the mother of his children.
Yeah.
His child.
And
one child.
He loves her.
He does.
Even if their relationship didn't work out, he loves her. He wants to protect her.
Yeah.
So, without spoilers, there's a lot of fallout from that.
Yes. I'm just surprised that Elijah is like on board with the Nazi vampire stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But also, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
but that's where I'm
say
at now.
He's on board with it. He just wanted to.
Yeah.
That's his fiance's brother, and he wanted to protect him because he considers her family, and that's his family now.
Yeah, so he's just trying to be a good guy. Yeah. I see.
But it was good.
Yeah, it is really good, like regardless of all that, regardless of me not like finishing too much yet, it's still so good. I'm just like, wow.
It's definitely improved this season.
Oh yeah.
So like season 3 was such a slog.
Oh god.
If we could just cut out that season.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I agree. What even happened in season 3? Who's the big bad?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
Oh, it was Klaus's ex-girlfriend from the Renaissance.
Oh, yeah, with the red hair and her brother. Oh, yeah, that was like real dumb. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so the originals definitely almost finished with that. We'll wrap it up in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. It'll be done, and then we'll stop.
Yeah, we'll stop doing the thing. Yeah, we'll stop doing the thing. Sorry. But finish that up. Anything else? Hey, you saw Barbie and Oppenheimer, didn't you?
I did. Without promoting the films, they were good. Go see them. It was very special to see the theater so crowded. Both my theaters were filled. They were sold out. Yeah. And it was just a good experience.
Was it a good experience to do the double feature?
We didn't do the double feature. We saw Barbie on Friday and Oppenheimer on Saturday.
Well, then I think that's better. I feel like people who did the double feature, like saying that they regretted it because it was like too much.
Yeah, I think I could do the double feature in terms of length because I just watch movies all the time as it is.
I actually agree. I could probably do that too, but
emotionally, they're both pretty like emotionally impactful films. Oh, yeah. So I'm glad I had the days between them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember seeing this much hype around movies in a long time.
I know.
And
it's exciting.
On that front, it's super cool that Cillian Murphy, Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, and Matt Damon all and several other actors all left the premiere of Oppenheimer to prepare their pickets because the movie premiered as the strike was being ratified. It was going into action.
Okay.
So the London premiere of Oppenheimer moved forward an hour to try and beat it, to get last minute promotion in.
Yeah.
And then they ended up leaving early to go show support to the strike.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
And I will say, there was some false information put out, possibly by this podcast, but I was only repeating what other people were saying. There is no full Cillian Murphy dong in Oppenheimer, if that was your motivation for going.
I thought there was nudity. There's none.
There was nudity. There was a sex scene, but it's mostly Florence Pugh.
It's no pee-pee.
I did not see pee-pee.
See, that really bothers me, and we already know that, and so we don't have to get into it again. But like every time you're like, "Oh yeah, there's pee-pee in the film, guys," and I'm like, "Yeah, Sam, that's right, let's go." And then you tell me there isn't, and I'm like, "This is why I didn't even go."
I was disappointed, and I know historically Cillian Murphy is open to full frontal because he was full frontal in 28 Days Later.
He was?
Yeah.
I didn't see that movie because I don't know. Is that zombies or vampires?
It's zombies.
That's right. That's probably why I didn't see it. Because it was like the whole zombie, 10 years of zombie craze.
Yeah.
Thing.
But they were good. They were amazing examples of original filmmaking, even though they're both based on pre-existing IPs. Yeah. I'm curious with the strike how award season is going to go.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure Cillian Murphy's getting Best Actor nominations.
Nice.
However, he hates doing press, and a big part of the Oscar campaign is doing press and talk shows and,
Yep. The whole
schmoozing up the voters. And he very clearly does not like that. If you watch interviews with him, he's very not into it.
Yeah, he's never into it. I've seen that like little video of just like snippets of him just not into it at all. And I'm like, dang.
So because they can't do press right now, that's part of the strike. They can't promote their movies, just like we shouldn't be promoting their movies.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to affect the Oscars race.
It looks like the Emmys have already announced some type of
the Emmys announced pretty early to beat the strike, just to get that out there and to, honor the people who are getting nominated. So I think they put out the nominations a little earlier than they usually do.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that's the only thing I heard about.
Yeah, I have issues with this year's Emmy nominations.
Yeah, I didn't
because the Best Actor category is basically all White Lotus and Succession, and it's it's super frustrating. And I think I just think after this year they should put limits on how many actors you can nominate for a single show.
Yeah,
like seriously, an entire category can't be taken up by one show or two shows.
Oh yeah, that's the issue with shows that have like, I don't know if isn't there like a specific name for shows that have like an ensemble cast and no one's the main character. You can't nominate every single person as like a supporting character.
I think SAG has an ensemble category. The SAG Awards have an ensemble category. Go figure, the Actors Award ceremony recognizes ensemble pieces, but that was when Game of Thrones was on. They never submitted for lead actor or lead actress. It was always, all of them always went for supporting because they consider themselves an ensemble piece.
Yeah,
because no one was really the lead of that show. Everybody was equally important to the production.
Yeah.
So anyway, while we were talking about all of that, I looked up Lake Mungo and the production companies, and it looks like none of them are struck companies.
Okay, so Lake Mungo is good to go.
Yeah, let's do Lake Mungo for our next horror review.
All right, it looks like that is on Tubi, which is for free, which I believe I already have that on my television.
Yes.
Or Vudu, either one. Wonderful. All right, we'll start back up there.
Yeah. And it Doesn't say it's owned by anyone bad right off the bat, so hopefully we're good to go on this.
Yeah.
And then I'll look into what A24 films are out there, and we can argue about Hereditary.
Yeah, we can argue. Yeah, whatever you want. Are you trying to say that you want to watch Hereditary?
No, I just know off the top of my head that was the first A24 horror film I could think of.
Dude, well, do you remember that one A24 horror film? We watched it whenever we were doing we had the bright idea that we were going to do all of the Netflix movies in alphabetical order.
Very early on.
Yes, and it was like it either began with A or it was like a number. Let me see if it's still in the spreadsheet.
Was it #horror?
No, it was the movie about like the girl and the guy, and they were living in this house together, and at the end, like someone like saw like an angel who was like a soldier angel. It was like really bizarre. A dark song. A dark song
was so good.
That was like I still think about that movie. I'm like, damn, like that was a good movie.
That was such a beautiful movie.
I know. I was like, wow. But that's A24 for you.
Yeah.
Like even the lesser known ones like really can be great.
Like I'm not an A24 junkie the way a lot of movie people are, where to me they can't do wrong, because like every studio is going to put out something bad.
Yeah,
like,
there's going to be one.
Statistically, Lighthouse is A24.
Yeah. A24.
The Witch is A24. Oh, Spring Breakers. That's the bad film I was thinking about.
Spring Breakers. I didn't see Spring Breakers. Is that like a naughty film?
It's about it's kind of naughty.
Bad. Is it about stealing?
It's about it's about stealing and girls being
bad.
Yeah.
Rob a diner.
Yeah. But yeah,
drug dealer.
Yeah. A24 has a lot of really good horror films, so
yeah,
we'll be fine. Okay. We also read a lot, so if all push comes to shove, we'll read books.
Yeah, we can read books. A24. Also, I really do think that it would be cool to do some type of a YouTube short thing.
I am. My next list I'm going to make is going to be YouTube shorts, so we can do a lot of YouTube shorts. Yeah,
because remember you were saying that the individual that directed Skinamarink has a YouTube
He does have a YouTube channel.
Very scary.
And Ari Aster of Hereditary also has a very famous YouTube short.
Oh, okay. I'll have to watch. We'll have to watch.
Yeah,
maybe we could watch those too. Like in
absolutely.
Between maybe after I don't know, but you and I can talk about this and stuff. So we have a whole bunch of stuff on the docket for you guys for the rest of summer going into fall. So expect really cool new things. But the same old real horror show, guys.
Yeah. Just doing our best.
Just doing our best. Sorry about Netflix.
Yeah. But that's all I have this week.
Yeah, same here. But I promise you, Jack will finish. Stormy will finish the originals. I swear I will. Oh my god, I'll be so mad if I will. I'm telling you.
You're gonna finish.
I'm going to finish in 2 weeks because you said we can't do this scab anymore, and we're not going to do it. We're not going to be scabs anymore. So I won't let us be our own downfall. It won't be my fault. I won't let it be. Okay.
To any WGAs listening in the future, it's all Stormy. It's not me. I'm good. Please let me in.
At me, not Sam. She didn't do anything wrong, and I will take the fall for that. But anyway, aside from all that, watch Lake Mungo. I don't know why I thought that was about like an alligator, a giant crocodile or something.
I always thought so too, but apparently it's a very good disturbing found footage.
I just read the description and I was like, oh shit. This looks crazy.
Yeah, I've wanted to look up the ending because apparently the ending is gonna ruin my day. But
seriously,
I've not.
Shit. Okay, I can't wait to watch it. Okay, well, I'm excited to watch Lake Mungo. Vote for you guys. Come on, don't sleep on Tubi. And we will catch you next week for Lake Mungo.
Yeah.
90 minutes. It's easy. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.